Hi everyone, my name is Marie and I'm with Decis Canada. I scored in the 95th percentile on the LSAT. In this video, we're going to be doing something fun. We're going to be practicing diagramming for the logic games section of the LSAT, and we're going to be diagramming some linear ordering games. So I will have my screen shared up here so that way you can follow along with me, and please pause the video, try diagramming it yourself, and then see how I do it. So let's jump into this. What I want you to do before you ever answer a logic game question is to diagram the scenario and diagram the rules. So I'll show you how to do this. All right. Frank, George, Harry, Iman, and John are in line. Frank is behind George. Iman and John are separated by 2 people. If Harry is first, Iman is last. All right, so Frank, George, Harry, Iman, and John, that's 5 people. So we know there are going to be 5 spaces. And we have F, G, H, I, J. Frank is behind George, so we can put that this is the front and this is the back. Make sure you indicate that so you don't forget. Frank is behind George, so that means George is in front of Frank. Iman and John are separated by 2 people. So one way you can write this is by doing Iman and John like this and then doing a circle to show that I talked about this in a previous video, to show that it can change. J can be before I, or I can be before J. But the way I like to do this is actually writing it like this. Just writing both possible options, just so you know. And you don't accidentally just forget that J can go before I, for example. If Harry is first, Iman is last. So let's do, if Harry is first, Iman is last, which is 5th. So that's how I would diagram this one. In future videos, we will be going over deductions that you can make, but we will be doing that in a future video. Right now, this is just to get you kind of introduced to the idea of diagramming and, you know, practicing drawing some rules, because that can be really tough when you're first getting started. So let's move on to the next one. And for this one, I really do want you to pause and try to diagram it yourself before you see what I do. So they tell us how many items there are. There are 7 items lined up at an auction: a cup, a pitcher, a spoon, a rotary phone, a desk, a lamp, and a towel. If the cup is second, the spoon is 5th. The phone and lamp must be next to each other. 1 item separates the phone and the lamp. So 7 items, so 7 spaces. And we have, sorry about my dog, we have a cup, pitcher, spoon, rotary phone, desk, lamp, towel. If the cup is second, the spoon is 5th. The phone and lamp must be next to each other. So I should have put rotary phone. So there are multiple ways that you can diagram the rotary phone and the lamp must be next to each other. One way is by doing rotary phone and lamp in a circle like this. But similar to the previous example, I like to do both examples, R and L and L and R. So that way you remember that either one can happen. We don't know if R is to the right or if R is to the left. 1 item separates the phone and the lamp. Similarly, we're going to diagram both options. So we could have P is 1 space before L, or L is 1 space before P. So that's how I would diagram the rules for that one. All right, last scenario. 5 books are stacked on top. 5 books are stacked on top of each other, one with each of red, blue, green, yellow, and orange paper. The red and blue book cannot be adjacent. If the green book is second from the top, it must be adjacent to the yellow book. 2 books separate the orange and blue books. So there's not that much space here, but I think we can make it work. 5 books are stacked on top of each other, one with each of red, blue, green, yellow, and orange paper. The red and blue book cannot be adjacent. So the way I like to diagram cannot is like red and blue cannot be adjacent. And it is true that you could also write B and R and cross that out as well. If the green book is second from the top, it must be adjacent to the yellow book. So at this point, I'm going to number these spaces because now we have some language talking about top and bottom. So the red and blue book cannot be adjacent. If the green book is second from the top, it must be adjacent to the yellow book. So the way I'm going to do this is if the green book is second from the top, it must be adjacent to the yellow. So the way I'm going to do that is by writing G, Y, Y, G, like this. All right. Our next rule is 2 books separate the blue and orange books. So you could do blue, space, space, orange, orange, space, space, blue. All right, and that's how I would diagram those games.